just run through a few of the crisp packets that aren't so good to bond. Though you can still use them, but you'll find that the plastic might not be so good on them. They might leave a little bit, a few holes, and you might have to do a bit more patching up. So the thicker the bag, with the thicker the paint, the darker the colour, the lighter the colour. I find it all sort of takes getting used to. But if I would start out with these guys, and I'd keep a nice strong edge here and not worry too much that they're slightly different in sizes at the top of your grid, as long as it's straight. And I would keep, like I say, the front nice and straight there, just so that you've got one straight edge. Okay, so you see that one's bigger there, so I would just keep it along that straight edge there. The thicker the paint, the thicker the packet, you'll find won't fuse as well. It's not that you can't use them, it's just you might find that you might have to just patch them up a little bit, or you need to hold them, the iron on for a little bit longer. And if they don't fuse and they start screwing up, what you want to do is let the crisp packet cool down a bit before trying to put more heat onto it. And some guys, these guys, the thinner ones, these ones are quite tricky. I don't know if anyone else has had the same problem with them, but I'm not my favourite, I must say. But then you can get thinner ones like this, and they're quite good. So it really is trial and error. And the more you get to do it, the better you become, like everything in life. But as I say, you can patch up. For instance, let's just do these two together, which are quite thick. All right, I know they're the wrong size, but I'm just showing you for the thickness of it. So stick them together, see how well they stick. Okay, so not too great, but it is workable. You could then apply a little bit more heat. See what I mean? It just sort of takes a little bit more time. So you can use it, and then what you could do is get another little crisp packet, for instance, and you could just patch over it, cut it up and patch over it. Either way, even just like it like that, The quickness thing gives it a little bit more strength. Okay. Also, what you can do is, if you someone asked me about if your crisp packet is ripped. I've actually been through most of my crisp packets and I don't have a ripped one, but for instance, this has got a hole in it like this. Yeah, it's ripped. You could keep that for a patch, or you're going along and you see, oh gosh, I've got a hole. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I've got a hole. So yeah, we're going along. Just put these together. Oh, I've got a bit of a hole going on in your crisp packet. Not to worry. You just get another crisp packet. That's what's so great about all these crisp packets, is that they're so accommodating, and you can just patch up. You can do it either way if you wanted to. Get a bit creative. Whatever you want to do, just do it. And there we go. It's all beautifully patched up. You can just add a little bit on your plastic, just fuse it, don't chuck it out. It's all good. Everything is all good with your crisp packets. If they're ripped or if you've got holes in, you can still use them. The whole point of this project is to use waste. So that's why I'm trying to get it in grids, because then you're not wasting any of the edges. We're not cutting them down. We're using as much of the crisp packet as possible. That's why I try and keep it straight at the bottom, straight on one side, and then you've only got to sort out one side. And again, if you don't want to stick to regular packets, it doesn't matter. you know, survival sheet is the best thing to start with. It's 100 centimetres wide by 200 centimetres long. It's so easy to make. It's just one big square, rectangle, I mean. You can keep adding them together, you know. It's just easy. That looks quite nice, that one. I like that.